Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another great LTS show. Wasted away again in Margaritaville, folks, with my, I don't really know. I only know really the Marijuanaville, if you ever catch that song by Tenacious D. But rest in peace to the one and only Jimmy Buffett, Burger in Paradise, Margaritaville. We've had some tough losses the last few weeks. Bob Barker last week and Jimmy Buffett yesterday. Man, sad news. We have to drink. We have to eat some cheeseburgers in honor of the one and only Jimmy Buffett. But, man, yesterday college football was a full slate. We're going to be talking about it with all the guys. We'll also be update our MLB power rankings. We are in the last and final month of the regular season. And then we'll also do our MVP picks and those types of things for NFL, because we've covered all the divisions. If you missed our AFC East preview, we did it on Thursday with Scott's, nursing home roommate, Keith Engel. So please check that out when you get the opportunity. Let's go ahead and bring in the guys. Johnny, what's up, my man?
What is going on, bro? Excited for another episode. Definitely had a nice Saturday watching some college football, even though it was a bunch of ass whoopings that kept happening, except for the one upset that I'm sure we'll touch on with Prime and what he did. But I mean, it was about as what you expect from week one from a college football Saturday. The top teams basically beat down on a bunch of cupcakes. But it was fun watching college football, and looking forward to that game tonight, big game tonight with FSU against LSU. So that's going to be an interesting one to end the weekend on. It's going to be a good one tonight.
Right. To me, like the two games I circled, I was all in, and we're going to talk about it. Like you said, I wanted to see Colorado. I told you I'm all in on Coach Prime and Buffalo. There's a lot of haters out there that don't like it, but man, I don't know how you don't watch that game yesterday and just like, this is great for college football and things like that. And then tonight's game, LSU, Florida State. I'm rooting for the Seminoles just because we can rub it in Jonathan's face tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I'm a Canes fan, so it's hard for me to root for FSU anyway. But I just want to see a good game. But it would be that much sweeter to annoy Jonathan a little bit. So it'll be nice if Florida State wins that game.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll bring in the Hall of Famer, Mr. Scott Cobe. What are we not?
I got him.
Okay.
What up, Scott?
You really want to give me a tough time on Tuesday, because if you guys give him a tough time tomorrow night, I got to listen to him on Tuesday. On the baseball show.
Scott,
I just want points.
How do we do yesterday in the gambling and college football, and who we betting on tonight?
So we did. We went 3-2 on the college football picks. Nothing says under like Iowa Hawkeyes and Kurt Ferenc, so that one hit. Going back to Thursday night, I had Florida under, and I had the Minnesota-Nebraska under. And then last night, Ohio State, who screwed the pooch, can't score anything on offense. They blew it for me. And then I had Baylor minus 27.5, and they lost to Texas State or something like that. So 3-2, not a bad week. It's the first week at college football. It's really tough to bet on it. Tonight, there's two bets I have. One is I have points over 56.5. And I have the Florida State team total in the first half at over 13.5. Those are the two bets that I have going in.
Yeah, I told you guys. I told you we were talking off air, Scott. I said, and I don't know if the spread could be 10.5 for Iowa, the total points, and I'd probably still take the under. It's just Kurt Ferenc has never, even when it's a cupcake. Like I wouldn't really say Utah State's a cupcake, but Iowa's ranked, Utah State's not, right? Yep. But why not? They're not going to run up the score. Kurt doesn't do that. He's never been one to, put up 50 points to 3 or whatever. you could take the spread maybe, but even then that's dangerous with Iowa. You just never know. It seems like every game they play is close. Their offense is, looks like, back. You should be used to their offense because it's not revolutionary. It's just basic offense. Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. Remember the Eagles last year when they get up big at halftime? They would just take the air out of the ball and run the ball. And they would settle for a 24-10 type of. That's what Iowa does almost the whole game. They get up 10-0, 14-0, and it's like, all right, guys, let's run the ball. Let's take the air out of the ball. Let's play defense. Let's go home and win 10-6. So yeah, when they get in the Big Ten conference schedule, the unders are going to be completely. They might be undefeated to the under this year. That's how disciplined they are on offense and defense. So.
Yeah, and then we'll go ahead and bring in his team beat the shit out of Southern, I think Missouri State yesterday or something crazy like that. Give it up for Tanner Dawson as Kansas gets their only win of the year.
Missouri State Friday night, and that's just the start, Nick. Remember last year we were a mid-level team. We're going to be a top-tier mid-level team this year.
Top-tier,
and we're ready for it. It's not last place.
Boys, let's just jump right into it. The headline of the day is Prime yesterday. I mean, they could have 2 or 3 Heisman candidates. His son throws for 500 yards, 4 touchdowns. The Edwards kids plays both sides of the ball, played every snap, had an interception, a touchdown, 100 yards receiving, 11 receptions. They missed him twice in the end zone. He could have had 2 more touchdowns. Colorado, and that TCU game was back and forth. You just thought whoever has the ball last wins. Everybody's saying this morning, Colorado's going to have to learn to stop the run. Nobody plays defense in the Pac-2 anyway. So, Tanner, I'm going to start with you because Colorado's coming back to the Big 12 next year. What was your thoughts yesterday in the game of the day?
What a difference a new energy brings in, right? In this team. You get the players you need. This is definition of going out and getting your guys, right? Now, I'm going to hang tight saying they got 3 Heisman candidates. I'll give them 1. I ain't going to give them 3. Stuff will come back to reality here in a few weeks. But, I mean, it's impressive, though, because we're talking about a 1-11 team last year. Right. And you fired your coach. You hired Prime. Prime goes out, does these big antics.
86 kids. 86 new kids on the roster.
Yeah. Gets his guys that he wants, has surgery because he is threatening his circulation in his freaking body. He loses, 2 toes? Yeah. Almost a foot. And come out and they wallop TCU, essentially, because, they put the pressure on TCU. And TCU's so young now, again, that this was a fight for their life as well. And they played phenomenal, on top of that. You're going against a big, this is disappointing. It wasn't a Saturday night big Prime game, but overall I was impressed. I was impressed by the energy coming out. I was impressed by the fight of both teams. Look, Colorado has something special going on. And if they can just allow Prime to do his Prime stuff, they'll be fine. By the way, Feely, man-child kicker. Unreal how big he was. So, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
Scott, your takeaway yesterday, Colorado game. How about Prime? We got receipts. I loved the press conference. I don't know if you saw it. He's like, I saw what you wrote about. Do you believe it now? Do you believe us now? Yeah. Oh, no, you don't? Okay, next question. I love the brashness. Kids are going to gravitate to Prime. Mm-hmm. I said from day one, this was the best hire Colorado could have ever done.
Yep.
I agree. And the thing about it is in April, I was just flipping around on TV one day and the Colorado spring game was on and they were offensively, they were throwing bombs. They were speed, everything. So you had to know based off of that what Prime brought to Colorado was going to translate into the beginning of the season. Plus, what he said pre-game Friday night, the night before the game. Hey, nobody's giving us a chance. He built it up like it was us against the world.
They're 21-point dogs. 21-point dogs.
Yeah, and sure enough, I looked at the game over and over again. I was like, I don't know. I gotta see what Prime can do in a game situation. And sure enough, this team could win 8 games this year. That's how good they could be. They could win 8 games this year. They offensively, they blew me away yesterday watching them. They are really, really good on offense. And defensively, yeah, they're going to give up points. But guess what? Like Alan said in the chat, they got Nebraska next week. I'm picking Colorado next week. I'm going to ride with Colorado. I think they're going to feed
after that collapse with Minnesota. Yeah, I'm picking Colorado.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because Nebraska can't handle that big old. Matt Rule doesn't have his guys yet. So you're looking at Nebraska completely collapsing at the end of that game.
Right.
Essentially when they had it won 10-3. And it was only 10-3 So
exactly.
that defense hold up the whole entire game.
Yeah. The scariest thing is that this is just the beginning. I mean, Prime is the ultimate recruiter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, what kid is not going to be in awe if Prime's in their living room trying to recruit them to come to his school? So, I mean, I'm with you, Nick. I immediately loved the hire for Colorado when they got him because of that fact. Coaches have such an influence on the kids when it comes to the college game. So, and if his boy is going to be playing anywhere near this level throughout the year, then it's 38 for 47, 510, and 4 touchdowns. That was just ridiculous.
School record day one.
That was ridiculous, man. So I'm not saying they're gonna win, the conference this year or maybe 8-9 games. I'm sure reality will hit once they play some better teams, even though they were a 21-point underdog. But he's definitely gonna have those kids hyped up every week to go. So it's crazy that Colorado football is must watch now.
And to your point, Johnny, he can make one call to Michael Irvin and say, Michael, I really want this kid.
Yes.
You think you could come with me and go in and recruit this kid? Hey, Jerry Rice, you're the best receiver of all time. I got a kid in California I really like. Do you think you can go out and watch him and tell me what you think? And maybe we can go talk to him?
I'll say this. Do these kids these days, 18-year-old kids, do they know who Michael Irvin and Jerry Rice really are?
Well, but
Jerry
even younger players, he's got that. You know what I'm saying? That
Prime just has
Prime's at that level, right?
Well, to me, he has the charisma, persona, right? The charisma to go into to somebody's house, and the way he talks. You listen to him in interviews, how he recruits. It is very true though. He's like, I've sat in all 3 chairs. You know what I mean? I sat in the chair that was the kid that was getting recruited. I sat in the parents' chair watching my kid trying to get recruited. Now I'm the coach trying to recruit all 3, the kids. So I'm all in. I think it's great for college football. I mean, Colorado hasn't been talked about since Cordell Stewart was there in the mid-90s. You know what I mean? Like that's how long it's been. It's been 30 years almost since Colorado was relevant. They won one game last year. And he comes in, 86 new players, and they already equaled to what they did last year. And they beat a team that was in the national title game. I know TCU's had a lot of turnover as well, but they were still the 17th ranked team in the nation. Colorado will be entering the top 25 on Tuesday.
And here's the other thing, okay? I say all the time on point spreads and stuff, if you bet it now, Colorado went from 3.5 wins to 5 wins just off of that win yesterday. So they went up a 1.5 in Vegas's eyes because Vegas is like, they might be really good this year. We better jump up their win total. So now people start thinking, do we want to go with it? Do we not? If they win against Nebraska, it's going to jump up to like 7 wins. So I'm telling you right now, Vegas is going to buy in completely to prime time next week if they win against Nebraska. They'll be favored.
I was about to say, start getting your bets in early before those numbers change.
Yeah.
Let's change those words. Win and dominant win are 2 different things.
Yeah.
Colorado has to have a dominant win to be able to change people's mind. If they win a Colorado game or a Nebraska game like it was this week, 10-3, 13-10 or whatever, it's not going to matter. 17-10. This has to be a double-digit win. For
over Nebraska. Over Nebraska is what you're saying. A double-digit win over.
Yeah, and I think they'll get a double-digit win against Nebraska. To be honest, after like you said, the way Nebraska looked at the end of that game against Minnesota. I can't see Nebraska.
Alan said that's a crazy stat. Last year, Colorado had 2 receivers over 100 yards last year. All year. Yesterday, they had 4.
It was bad.
I want to ask you, about the Edwards kid. He played both sides of the ball. That to me is insane. I mean, he played
Hunter?
like
You're talking about
Hunter. Yeah, Hunter. He played. I mean, to me is insane. Both sides of the ball, and the way he dominated both sides of the ball is insane. Like Scott, let me ask you, because like the last person we probably seen this was the guy that was coaching him, playing both sides of the ball like that.
Yeah, they had
Charles Woodson, I guess, maybe. You know,
in the Northeast here, we had a guy named Gordy Lockbaum who went to Holy Cross, who was a two-way player, and he was dominant at Holy. Now, Holy Cross didn't play the national powers that Colorado plays, obviously, but he was really, really good. And he got a cup of coffee in the NFL, and he failed miserably. And then you haven't heard from him since. But yeah, Prime is going to do some things on the field that people have not seen in a long, long time. He knows now he has the offense, and that can really do multiple things. And you're going to see a lot of things. You're going to see a lot of wide receivers going into the backfield. You're going to see a lot of tight ends out wide, maybe athletic tight ends if they've got them. I mean, you're just going to see all this stuff that they do, and teams are going to have problems handling them on offense. They could score 30 points every game almost, because Prime's going to do things on the field that other coaches are going to say, oh, we've never seen this before. How do we defend this? Until they see it, they're not going to know how to defend it. So, you know, Colorado did a lot yesterday in that one win to show people they're going to be a force to be reckoned with all season long this year.
So,
yeah.
Tanner, what's your thoughts on that kid playing? I'm over 110 snaps. Alan's saying here.
Yeah.
He went into halftime with 110 snaps already. Like, I mean, that's something to think about in today's game. It's worry about, you know, how fast is he going to get injured now? You know, it's like, man, when you're on the field that much, but if you can make an impact like that for your team, like he did yesterday in these big games, go for it. I'd say go for it. Send him out there. As long as the kid feels fine and you feel comfortable with that decision, go for it. You know, injuries happen. Don't play scared. Don't play scared is exactly what Prime's not doing. He's not playing scared. If you play scared, you get yourself in trouble. I love what I saw from that kid, Hunter, out there. Both sides of the ball. That interception was amazing. I mean, that was clutch. That was clutch to stop a red zone drive for blah blah blah. Who the hell they were? Purple eaters is what I call them now. So,
the horn frogs. The horny toads.
By the way, the best team in Texas for the last 5 years, best team in Texas, which is insane.
Yeah, probably.
Think about who all the schools in Texas. Yeah. So I mean, you came out and made a dominant statement. Hunter, hey, I'm in. I'm sold. Let's get this guy going.
Before you guys go, the most dangerous thing that we have not said yet is those kids bought in 1,000% what Prime is doing right now. And that is so dangerous when you play a team, because those kids will say, hey, Prime's got our back. If we get in a tough situation, he's going to know exactly what to do. They're dangerous. They really are. After that,
any other college football yesterday catch you guys' eye that you guys want to hit on real quick?
Oregon scored 81 points.
The mascot's got to be a little tired, right? I mean, he's not lifting his arms today. They said he did like 100 and some odd push-ups.
I'm looking at the box scores yesterday, and Oregon had like 35 points at the middle of the second quarter. I'm like, holy crap! And then I looked at it again, it was 81. I'm like, oh my. So
I think Oklahoma coming out swinging too. You know, 73-0. And they dominated way early too, and that was
North Carolina with the win over South Carolina. South Carolina was hot at the end of last year, and Mac Brown 100th win at North Carolina. He's the first coach to win 100 at two different schools, one at Texas and now North Carolina.
I think the one overriding thing yesterday was all these small schools, how they competed with the big schools yesterday, the big boys yesterday.
Yeah, and Baylor losing, right?
Yeah, Baylor lost last night.
Baylor losing, unreal.
I mean, 80% of the small schools went in and just competed with the big schools, and it's hot. It's been a while since you've ever seen that. So the recruiting has shrunk. The space has come.
The NIL has shrunk everything. I feel like you know what I mean.
Yeah,
absolutely. Did you guys catch that at all? Maybe the highlights and stuff. I know Alan was up with me, but the Wyoming Tech finished last night.
No.
Tech tied it. So Wyoming took the lead. Tech tied it up in their regulation. They had to go to 2 overtimes. And it came down to a 2-point conversion because you have to go for 2 in the second overtime.
Yep.
And Tech missed theirs. Wyoming came out and their play call. The guy was sacked, right? He was falling backwards, in the knees, somehow got into his big tight end. Tight end got in the end zone. And then the play call was genius because they were coming after the quarterback, right? Tech was. And Wyoming just handed it off the ball. Handed the ball off. Genius. And got the win. That was an insane game.
Illinois and Toledo, the Illinois won by 2 against Toledo. The quarterback had a guy like legitimately in his face, and he just threw the ball up to, hoping somebody catch it, and the wide receiver came down with it. I mean, another example of close game between
tough bet. Bad beat. Penn State covers West Virginia with like 6 seconds left in the game. Was able to,
according to my guys, my sources, best team in football. So
who? Penn State?
Yep. According to my sources on Fantasy Football After Dark.
I don't know. I mean, West Virginia hung with them for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they made it more interesting than it should have been. How about Ohio State? Only beating Indiana 23-3. Is Ohio State going to be at its usual power this year? So it's going to be again. It's week 1. It's week 1.
Week 1, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're trying a new quarterback in their system, and they'll be better as the season goes on.
This guy will figure it out. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
You got to think they went from Justin Fields, C.J. Stroud, they've lost two, those 2 guys were drafted in the top, 10 picks. C.J. Stroud was number 2 overall. Fields was number 10 or something.
10. He was 10. He was 10.
Yeah. So I mean, they'll get some time, but so anytime, Alabama's kind of going through the same thing. So let's jump in. Let's shift gears a little bit and get into our MLB power rankings. So Johnny, we'll start with you. Your number 10 team.
My number 10 team, I got them holding on and trying to see if they can get up in there, but I got the Blue Jays at number 10.
Scott?
I agree. I got the Blue Jays at 10, barely at 10.
Barely,
they could move. I was thinking to put them at 9, but the team I have at 9 should probably be in the top 10. But yeah, Toronto is, they're holding on to that third, right around that third wild card spot. I don't know if they're in it. If they're not, they're like a half a game out. So Toronto's my number 10.
Tanner?
It's pretty disrespectful not to put in a division leader into your freaking top 10. So give me the Minnesota Twins at 10 because they held that lead somehow in the Central.
I thought about that.
Nah.
I thought about, I got to put this division leader in there, but no, man, they are not a top 10
just because you're winning a shitty division doesn't make you good. If they played in the playoffs 2 out of 3,
they're going to win.
I'm taking
still beat teams. You know that, right? Like you got to beat other teams than just in your division.
They're barely doing that. I'll take them. I got the Blue Jays at 10, and that's just the Blue, and they're barely hanging on. I got
10. Let me
hanging on. The Blue Jays are barely hanging on like the dingleberry that's barely hanging on my ass right now. But I got the Blue Jays at 10. The Blue Jays are our official number 10 team of the LTS power rankings.
Before we go to 9, Jonathan Grisham had Minnesota at 10 about a month ago. And they lost like 10 of the next 12 games. And he said, never again. I'm not doing it. Minnesota is awful.
Just because you're winning a shitty division doesn't make it. If they made the playoffs if they Blue Jays and Twins made the playoffs, I would pick the Blue Jays to win the division.
I'd pick the Twins to win. The Blue Jays are collapsing.
The Twins haven't even. They're just.
I don't even have Toronto in my top 10 this week. Toronto's out of the top 10. They've kicked them out. I've punted them like a Baxter in Anchorman, off the bridge.
Baxter! Tanner, we'll go with you. Your number 9 team. Who are you going to start with this year?
Number 9. Guys, this is a team that's still around, still doing well, hitting well as well. You can see them competing with the Brewers right now. Philly. I got Philly at number 9. They've been rocking it lately.
Go ahead, Scott.
I got Texas at 9. Their pitching's been awful the last month. They're backsliding their way out of the playoffs. So I got Texas at 9.
Johnny,
I'm with Tanner. I got the Phillies at number 9, 6-4 in their last 10. Barely, they're not as good as they were a couple weeks before, but I still got them in top 10. So I got them at number 9.
I got my Chicago Cubs. I got my Cubs at 9.
What's wrong with you?
We just took 2 out of 3 from your Brewers.
Yeah,
I got my
in
Cubs
the wind
at 9.
of 100 miles per hour coming back in. The guy was hitting
matter.
it further.
Just because we don't play in a shitty dome. Because we don't play in a shitty dome. I got the Cubs at number 9. I would actually have them. I actually would have them higher, but yesterday they dropped 2 to the Reds on heartbreaking losses, walk-off losses.
You said you would have had them higher?
Yeah, I would have had them higher. I would have had them at 8. I got the Brewers at 8 to spoil it. So I was going to flip them.
Aren't the Cubs dead team walking right now? They just lost to the Reds.
They just lost to the Reds.
The Reds are the playoff. It's a division game. We lost back-to-back walk-off losses.
Do you not have the wind in your favor those games? I forgot. Does the wind come in?
We're still in the wild card. We're still number 2 in the wild card. And
Mother Nature.
4 in our last 10. So I got my Cubs at 9, but the official is the Rangers because Johnny and Scott are
no. Me and Tanner got the Phillies.
You and Tanner got the Phillies. So the official is the Phillies.
Right.
He's got them all messed up, Tanner. He doesn't know who's with.
Well, Tanner's over here arguing about my Cubs because he's still butthurt.
I punted them like Baxter too out of my top 10.
All right, Scott, we'll go with you here. Who is your number 8 team?
I got the Phillies at 8. I think the Phillies are the best of the non-division winners. I think that if they match up with the Dodgers in the first round with all the Dodgers pitching problems, they could beat the Dodgers in the first round, which could set up a Braves-Phillies NLCS. So I got the Phillies at 8. I like the way they're playing right now.
Yeah, I got the Rangers at 8, so I got them flipped with you, Scott.
Yep.
The Rangers are holding on for dear life. Getting passed by, what Seattle's doing is ridiculous, man. Houston has been on a roll until these last couple games against the Yankees, which, again, I'm not getting too excited about that as a Yankee fan, but anytime you can kind of throw a wrench in the Astros or any other team and play spoiler, I'm loving it. These young kids look good, but yeah, I got the Rangers as my number 8 team. 3-7 in the last 10 is not a good look, but I think they can get a wild card spot. That division, I don't see it happening, even though they're only a couple games back. But I just don't see Seattle's on fire, man.
Tanner, who you got at 8?
At 8, we have the Texas Rangers. Talk about a disappointment and something they couldn't have happen in their division. Texas Rangers at 8.
Yeah, I told you I got the Brewers at 8. They're 8-2 in their last 10. And who those 2 losses to? My Cubbies, baby. But I got the Brewers at 8. So did we all have 3 different 8 teams? We all 4 had different 8, right?
Yeah, I had the Phillies. Texas was 8 for 2 of you.
I had Texas at 8.
Oh, sorry. Texas is our official
number 18. All right.
Yep. All right, Johnny, we'll go to you. Who's your who do you got at 7?
At number 7, I got Tanner's Brewers at number 7. 8-2 in the last 10. Taking control of that Central Division. I got Milwaukee at number 7 right now.
Yeah.
Disrespect for the Brewers is amazing in this room, but I got the Astros. I got the Astros at 7. I don't like the way the Astros are playing right now. The Yankees came limping into Houston. They've lost the first 2 games. I just really don't like the way they're playing right now. Verlander, who dominates the Yankees, usually gave up a bunch of hits and some runs to them. I just don't like the way they're pitching right now. Framber Valdez is inconsistent as an ace, so to speak. So I got Houston at 7.
Tanner.
Astros sitting at 7 as well. Texas Astros, right? 8-7. Just same thing. Just hasn't been right yet.
Five and 5 in their last 10, man.
It's just not pretty watching at all. So give me Houston at 7.
I got the Phillies at 7, but it sounds like the Astros are the LTS official number 7. So, Tanner, we'll go back to you. Who's your number 6 team?
Hey, a team that's fought their way back into the top 10, and that's has actually looked decent the last few weeks. So, give me the Tampa Bay Rays, kind of fighting back in, trying to get that division lead again. I thought they were done and dead, but they rose from the grave, and they're back at it.
And you got them at 6?
The Rays at 6?
6.
Wow.
Scott. Wow. Go ahead, Scott.
That's what I'm saying.
I got Milwaukee at 6. I think Milwaukee is playing the best ball by far in the division in the Central. I think their pitching staff is coming together with Burns, Woodruff, Peralta. Wade Miley has been okay, and their offense has been a little bit more consistent than it has been in the recent past. So Milwaukee's going to win that division, and they're going to cause, when you have 3 pitchers in the form of Woodruff, Burns, Peralta.
They might got the best closer in all of baseball.
They do, and Devin Williams, yeah. So they're going to cause teams problems in the playoffs here. So be prepared. Milwaukee could be a Milwaukee, Philly. If Atlanta doesn't perform in the first round of the playoffs, it could be Milwaukee, Philly in the NLCS. So would be out of the realm.
Well, I guess if the Brewers are playing at home and the wind's not blowing in, I guess they should.
100-mile-per-hour winds blowing in, yeah. When you hit the ball 370 and the fences are 350, you hit it out.
It's part of baseball. It's elements of baseball, baby.
Somehow I get accused of disrespecting the Brewers because I had them at 7, but you had them at 6.
Yeah,
I got the Astros at 6, man. And again, they could have flip-flopped, you know what I'm saying, with between them and the Brewers. I just like where the Astros just have that history, man. So I'm gonna give it to the Astros. I got them at 6.
Yeah, I'm with you, Johnny. That's our official 2. We both got the Astros at 6.
Hold on. You two have the Astros over the Brewers. The Brewers are a division leader, and you have the.
No, it don't matter, Scott. It don't matter if they're winning the division or not because we can't put the Twins in the top 10. So it don't matter what the division is.
Yeah, Scott.
The Kansas City Royals are sitting here above the Twins because of their last 10, So
I got Houston at 6. It's a combination of now and
the host. Hey.
Yes. So guess what? Houston's at 6. That's our official pick, baby.
It's the bottom 2 on the screen against the top 2 on the screen.
Johnny, who you got at 5?
At 5, I got the Seattle Mariners. They could have been higher. 9-1. Actually, I'm sorry, 7-3 in the last 10. Seattle taking control of that West Division. But yeah, I got them at 5. The Mariners.
Scott, who you got at 5?
I got Seattle at 5, and they could flip flop with Milwaukee next week or in 3 days. They play really good baseball. They're the best team in MLB right now. 37-14 in their last 51. I like the way they're playing, and they're taking that division over from Houston and Texas. So I got Seattle at 5.
Yep.
Tanner, who you got at 5?
I got the Brewers. Winning the last 4 out of 5 series. If it was
who's that one series they lost to again? I can't remember.
When you hit the ball 370,
the Wind, they lost to the Wind. They lost to the
Wind. Dust in the wind.
Look, Brewers are playing hot. They swept Texas. They swept Minnesota. Then they, took care of the business with the Padres as well, which was, I got to see that series. They went into Chicago, fought like hell, against Mother Nature in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
And then came back in
Just
Philly.
Right? The Cubs weren't playing in the wind against the Wind either. The wind died down when the Cubs were at bat.
It was a perfect situation for the Cubs because they don't like to hit bombs like Brewers, But Philadelphia, they're going to win. They've already won the series in Philadelphia, with Philadelphia right now. Final game today. So this team is hot. This team is going. They fight. They were down already. Schwarber hit a leadoff last night, and they came back, and then they ended up finishing it out towards the middle of the inning. So, look, this team's hot. The hottest team in baseball, maybe outside of Atlanta. right now, and it's something to watch for, because if they can pull away, this is what they need to do, is pull away now. So Brewers at 5.
I think they're winning the division for all sense and purpose.
I mean, they've been the most consistent team in that division.
Yeah,
they've always found that 1, 2, and a little bit of 3, but mainly 1, 2.
Yeah,
Brewers at 5.
I agree. My number 5 team is the Rays. They've been, as for what we want to say, they're 7-3 in their last 10. They're still one of the best teams all year of baseball, but it sounds like you and Scott had the same 5 team, which was
he had Milwaukee. Me and Johnny had Seattle at 5.
Seattle. Yeah. So Seattle's our official 5 team, but I had the Rays at 5. Scott, we'll go with you. Who's number 4?
I got Tampa at 4. They've hung in through all the injuries, all the distractions off the field with certain player who I won't name. It's just they've hung in, and Kevin Cash has done a remarkable job with them. They're still inside of Baltimore. A losing streak by Baltimore and a winning streak by Tampa means Tampa wins that division. So give me Tampa at 4.
Tanner, who you got at 4?
Seattle. Outside of the Brewers right now, nobody's hotter. Nobody's been hotter, and they continue to just dominate and roll. I don't know where this came from on the Seattle team, but dang it, they got to put together at the right time. I'll tell you what. So give me Seattle at 4.
Johnny?
Yeah, I went back and forth with this one between my 4 and 3 teams, but I'm going to go with the Dodgers at 4. 6-4 in their last 10. Obviously a chokehold on that National League West division. But I got the Dodgers at 4, and they almost went to 3, but I got somebody else at 3, and I'm gonna keep them there.
Yeah, for the first time in a long time, me and the Buffoon actually agree on something. I have the Mariners at 4. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They had the best month in all of baseball. They were left for dead, and now they're winning their damn division. So I got the Mariners at 4. But I think we're in a bind here because they were our official 5 team, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Well, they're 5.
Well, then I was about to say, then the one that I was flip flopping with was the Rays. So if you want to put the Rays at 4, you can put the Rays at 4.
How about we put the Rays at 5 and the Mariners at 4, baby?
We were talking to Rays top 5 right now. This is ridiculous.
Tanner, you're just a hater.
No, I'm not.
How can you not have the Rays as a top?
I don't know how you don't have them in the top 5.
Because they're not winning their division.
They're 7-3 in
they're
their last 10.
They barely fought back, and because the Orioles had a little slump.
Okay, but they're still 7-3.
They would be winning every division in baseball outside of their division, and Atlanta.
Listen, all of you, listen. This sounds like the Buffoons and Tanner discussion from Wednesday night. All of a sudden, Chris Jones discussion. This is going that way.
Well, we can.
All right, I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna put the Rays at 4. So that way we got our number 14. We'll put the Rays at 4.
Okay. All right. So Tanner, we'll go with you. Who's your number 3 team?
The Royals.
Dodgers at 3, because they are leading their division. They have been impressive. They've looked really good, and they've taken care of business against Seattle and the Brewers when they did play them. Brewers' last lost series outside of Chicago is the Dodgers, where they got swept versus LA in LA. So the Dodgers are playing hot ball. They're playing meaningful ball, and they are the 3rd best team in this MLB.
Scott?
I got the Yankees at 3. 2 straight wins against Houston. Phenomenal baseball rate. I'm with Tanner. I got the Dodgers at 3. They're second best team in the National League right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing. They've holded that NL West. Their pitching's a little suspect, but their offense is carrying them right now. Mookie Betts is on an insane roll right now. So Dodgers at 3.
Johnny?
Yeah, I got the Dodgers at 3 since I flip flopped them in the Rays. So yeah, it's unanimous with the Dodgers at the number 3 spot.
And Haley's comment flies twice in about 30 seconds here because me and the Buffoon agree again. It's a clean sweep. We're all in on the Dodgers at number 3. So
why don't you call him the Buffoon? He's not the Buffoon. That's Tanner.
He's our Buffoon. He's He's got the damn Rays at number 9 on his power rankings. because they're not winning their division. But he wants the Twins to be the Twins to be in there.
Hey, they're top 10. They're winning the division.
I think we all got the last 2 and 1 team, probably all straight here. But Johnny, go ahead and give us your number 2 team.
I got the O's at number 2. 7-3 in the last 10. Complete chokehold on that ALS. They've been the most consistent all year long, outside of Atlanta. So yeah, I got the O's at number 2, man.
Scott,
guys are missing the obvious. It's the Kansas City Royals at number 2.
Right.
That away.
They're Bobby Witt, Brady.
That's it. That's the only Royal you can name is Bobby Witt.
No, Jordan Lyles, Zach Greinke, Melendez Perez.
Hey, Lyles almost took care of the Red Sox the other night.
He did. So, yeah, come on. It's the A's and Royals top 2. We don't even have to go on, do we?
It's in the next draft picks.
It's the Orioles. I mean, the Orioles are in the ahead in the American League East, toughest division in baseball right now. So give me the Orioles at 2.
Yeah, Tanner.
Echo it. Orioles at 2.
Yeah, I'm with you. They're 84 and 51, 7-3 the last 10. Clean sweep. And that means we all probably got the number 1 team all the same. There's no way, Tanner, unless you just got something fucking crazy here. Who's your number 1 team?
Tanner's got the Royals.
Sure. I got the Twins. I got the Brew. I got the Mets, right? We
Mets.
That division.
That's right.
It's the biggest disappointment.
The Mets. They're looking okay. They got rid of all their crappy players. Now they're just got to fire their coach. I mean, it's in the bottom 10. Braves.
Scott,
we got to listen to Jonathan tomorrow night because we all got the Braves at 1. So
yeah. I know he's gonna hound us.
Yeah.
I mean,
Johnny, they've
been the best team for several months all now, season. and they just 9-1 in their last 10. It's ridiculous how good that team is, how young they are as well. Ronald Acuna is he should be the MVP. The kid is phenomenal, man. So yeah, I got the ATL at number 1, man.
Johnny, he's not even the favorite for MVP. He's not even the favorite.
That's insane. That's insane. Mookie is. Thank you, Boston, for getting him the fuck out of the AL East. I don't know how the hell they did that. He should have been an all-time forever Red Sox, and they shit the bed and made. I agree. That's gonna go down as one of the worst trades ever, man. Mookie's a phenomenal player. All he wanted
was 10 years, $300 million, and he would have signed in Boston.
Right, and they didn't give it to him.
No,
yeah, I'm with you guys. So I got Atlanta as our number 1 overall team. They're 90 and 45. They've won 6 in a row. They're playing the Dodgers right now and beat them 2 out of 3 here. And I mean, they could sweep them. I mean, they're 9-1 in their last 10. They're the best. It hurts me to say they're the best fucking team in baseball. We got to talk to Jonathan every fucking Monday, and he's doing the damn fucking thing. But God damn it, I hope LSU loses so he's not so much on his high horse. But fuck, we got the Braves at 1.
Can we preempt Jonathan tomorrow night if LSU wins tonight against Florida State? Is there a possibility we can do that? Because the screen won't be big enough for what he's going to bring.
I'm going to get the big intro. I'm gonna get like flashy screen stuff, and then we'll just bring him in like a big old underdog, ready to go. The powerhouse is here. All right, so I did bring it up here. I did again, not doing the whole 10, just the top 5. And let me get rid of
the official LTS top 5.
This is everybody's.
Oh, everybody's.
This is all of our picks. Yeah.
So Scott, we all got the Braves at 1. The O's at 2, Dodgers at 3. Scott's got the Rays. I got the Mariners at 4. Johnny's got the Rays. Tanner's got the Mariners, and then the 5. Scott's got Mariners. I got the Rays. Johnny's got the Mariners, and Tanner's got the Brew Crew. I feel like there's some family loving going on there, but you know what I mean.
That's the only difference out of all the lists. All the lists are pretty much the same.
Yeah,
Tanner with the Brewers. And
family
with the
bias.
Twins.
Family
and with
bias.
the Minnesota Twins.
No. I already defended myself, right? Winning the last 4 out of 5 series, sweeping the Rangers.
I mean, they have. I'll give you that. They can make a case.
It's not like it's like winning 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3, 1 out of 2. whatever.
Right.
This is like sweeping guy. They had a 12-game win streak.
They are hot. They are
Yeah.
hot. I'll say.
Okay.
I'll give it.
Nah,
And they lead the division, right?
Your brother's still not
Until
going to buy you the boat just because you put him
No.
in the top 5. You know what I mean? So you know.
Yelly won't loan him the money yet. So
It's
I was trying to get it justified, but I can't get it.
I will say this, and I don't know if Tanner's talked to his brother or not, but it just the Brewers just seem like a different feeling this year than last year.
Yeah, last
Where
year.
they traded those guys away and they collapsed.
But
yeah,
think
this
about
year
it,
it
right?
just seems so different with them that they're going to win
I
the
didn't even
division.
talk to him about that.
Yeah,
I didn't even talk to him about that. But think about why though. Like, look at the roster from last year to this year. It's tons of young guys. It's tons of young guys, excited to play, ready to prove themselves. That hadn't been in a ball club. Not a bunch of vets out there. And now you went out and got, what's his face, Carlos at first base. Got some vet presence, Marcana as well. Like, you got guys out there that are ready to play ball. And I think last year that might have been the issue. Guys that were like, hey, let's just see what happens after Hader got traded. It felt like a big blow just watching them too. So I think it's just the younger sparks coming into play that feels a different presence within the Brewers. So
yeah, I think you're right. They're 180 from last year at this time. Last year you could see the collapse coming. So.
Not only that, there was a lot of talk in the beginning of the season about possibly trading Burns and all this and that.
Right.
And then now look, you know what I'm saying? They're one of the best teams in all of baseball. So Milwaukee just keeps finding a way, man. They keep finding a way.
Yeah.
That's how good teams go. That's what the Royals did in 14 and 15. Just
good
find a way to win.
Yeah.
Not now, of course. Let's be real.
Let's shift back gears to some football stuff. Scott, we missed the NFC East on Monday night as far as like our fantasy and gambling picks. So could you hook us up with that? And then we're going to go into our who we're picking MVP and those and giving out our awards.
All right, so let's go fantasy, guys. Let's start from the Eagles and go down. So very quick, the Eagles fantasy guy is DeAndre Swift. Can he stay healthy? Mm-hmm. Can he be a factor this year? They traded for him on draft night. Can he be the running back that the Eagles need to complete their team in terms of you got Jalen Hurts running the ball, Rashad Penny never stays healthy, and Kenneth Gainwell's the next factor there. As Ryan said a couple of weeks ago, Kenneth Gainwell's been getting a lot of love, but he's not the number one back on the Eagles. I think it's DeAndre Swift.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it should be Swift.
Yeah. So it should be Swift. Yeah, and the betting perspective is the Eagles win the NFC East. It's minus 105 because there's a lot of Dallas love out there again. I don't know why, but there's a lot of Dallas love out there again.
Just because it's Dallas, that's all.
Yeah, I'm about to say because it's Dallas.
Jerry Jones, because they made the big splash with Cooks and on draft night too. So will the Eagles win the division? My answer is yes. They're going to win the division. I don't think Dallas.
You can get it. Looks like the division winner for Philly is minus 115. It's the best odds on FanDuel right now. So.
Right. So at minus 115, that's not much to go. You can stand that. Dallas, it's Brandon Cooks. Can he continue to be the number 2 wide receiver in Dallas like he's been in New England, in New Orleans, wherever he's gone except Houston? Can he take the pressure off CeeDee Lamb and can he take the pressure off Dak Prescott? Because Dak Prescott's feeling a lot of pressure this year. The other guy in Dallas is Tony Pollard. He's the number 1 running back. Is he going to run the ball 15 times every week and stay healthy? That's a question mark for me. So Dallas's over-under division wins is 4.5. Do you go with the over in that, or do you take the under in that? Which means that they're betting on that they split with Philadelphia this year. I don't think they're going to split with Philly. I think they're going to lose twice to Philly, to be honest. I know Alan's going to see faith, but
I was about to say I would go under on. I would lean under on that.
Yeah, I would lean under.
Hey Scott, would you take the season wins over and under 9.5?
I'd go over. I'd go over. I think they're going to win 10
games.
They
got 10 out here for under.
Oh, it's up to 10 now?
They had an over 9.5 for the best bet on FanDuel, and then under 10 is up there as well, and that is in Caesars. Caesars has it at 10.
Really? Yeah. So you got to shop around on
That's
these sports books because some have 9.5, some have 10.5, some have 9.
Oh, there's a 10.5. Yeah, BetMGM.
Yeah.
I take the under. I think they got 10 wins almost. 10, 11. 10
I
and
think over
about
9.5, but I wouldn't touch the 10.5 because I think they're going to
Agreed.
that range. The Giants, Darren Waller, they traded for him. They're making him the number one target. Is he going to be the number one target, or is he going to get hurt, or is he going to disappear, or is Daniel Jones not going to get him the ball? That's the question mark. And with Darren Waller, it hasn't been a question of athletic talent. It's been a question of can he stay healthy through the whole year.
Yeah.
If he can, the Giants will be much, much better. If he can't, they're going to sink to 6 wins this year, I think.
Yeah, I think the key is health. I think if he stays healthy, they're going to focus a lot on him in the passing game. I think Brian Daboll will work that out well, and he'll have a huge year if he can stay healthy. I think he'll have a big time year.
Yeah. Now the Giants are picked to finish third in the NFC East by a lot of these books. So will they finish third, or will they catch Dallas and finish second? If they finished, I think they finished in third. I don't think they catch in Dallas.
They didn't catch the whole preview of our NFC East preview on Monday night show, so go back and watch that, folks. And we give out all our records and where they're going to pick. So
so the thing that these sports books have done this year, which is I don't know if it's new, but something I've seen, is that or exact finish in their division. Like they had the Rams finish in third in the division, it was plus money. The Giants finish in third, it's plus money again. Does anybody feel confident they're going to catch Dallas or Philadelphia for second? One of those two teams. I don't feel confident.
I didn't last year, but look what happened.
I know. So you can get plus money on the Giants finishing third in the NFC East, which is where I think all of us picked them basically. So
it's Scott too on that just to make the playoffs. Will they make the playoffs? You have yeses at plus 172 on FanDuel. And, of course, plus 160, 165 across the board. And then no at minus 180 is the best bets there. So that's – hey, if you're a Giants guy and you're comfortable saying, hey, they're going to make a wild card, better go bet it now.
Yeah. Yeah, the NFC is wide open after the top 4 teams. So.
I think it's wide open after the top two teams. I think it's wide open outside of Philadelphia, really. Like – to me, Philadelphia is about the only team that is a lock to me to make the playoffs in the NFC.
Yeah.
Outside of that, it's a crapshoot.
True. Very true.
Well, I think them in Dallas, you can just lock them in. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but Dallas, you just never know. Dallas could do something stupid.
I was about to, they could completely shit the bed. You're saying Mike McCarthy as a coach and Dak Prescott as a quarterback?
If Dak's injured, then you can count them out. But as long as Dak's in,
but Trey Lance is there now. So I mean,
I don't know who that is.
If Dak gets injured,
who is that?
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Loves him to death, but we won't say his name. Washington, Jahan Dotson. Everybody's high on this guy. Can he fulfill what everybody's saying about him? He can take the next step into being the number 1 wide receiver. McLaurin's dealing with the toe injury, turf toe right now. I don't know if he's going to play week 1. If he does, he won't be effective. So Jahan Dotson and Sam Howell is the connection in Washington that everybody's pointing to. Can he 1,000 yards? Can Jahan Dotson get to 1,000 yards? I'd say he can. I think he can. If you remember the first 4 games of this past season, last season, he was really good. He scored 4 touchdowns. He had a connection.
He was our number 1 guy over Terry almost.
Yeah, he was.
He was Wentz's favorite target when Wentz was,
And then
I think they both go over 1,000 this year. I think Sam Howell's going to surprise a lot of people, bro. But a lot of people sleeping on Sam Howell. His sophomore year, his junior year.
We did not talk about this on Monday, and so I didn't mean to cut you off, Johnny. But how about their coach Ron Rivera said, I didn't know how good he was last year. Like it took Taylor Heineke to say the last game of the season, be like, hey, play Sam Howell. So he said that's the only way I knew Ron would see Sam play. He's like, because I knew this kid was really good. Everybody knew he was really good last year. Besides Ron Rivera's not watching practice.
That's the issue. That's the issue with Ron's teams. In Carolina, that was the issue. In Washington, it's been the issue. Yeah. Ever since he lost Alex Smith, it's been questionable at best on his decision making.
Get him out. Get him out.
Plus, it's one of these at practice. He'll go to Bieniemy and says, "Who looks good?" And then in the press conference, he'll say, "Oh, Sam Howell looked great." Well, that's because Eric Bieniemy said he looked great. He's not focused on the offense. He's focused on the defense. He's been a defensive coach since day one in the NFL. So he doesn't even watch the offense. He's just like, okay, Sam Howell looked good. That's what I'm going to say in the presser. Sam Howell looked good. He's getting better.
The fact that everybody thought Sam looked good last year, and he's like, we didn't realize we had a guy last year. No, you idiot. You didn't realize you had a guy. You're the head coach. You're the head coach. You know what I mean? Like when Pat Mahomes was behind Alex Smith, Andy Reid knew that Patty was the guy. You know what I mean? Going forward. That's why they said Alex, see you later. Andy didn't come out and be like, oh, we knew we didn't know he was this good. You know what I mean? Like, even if you did know, why the hell would you publicly say that? Why are you going to be like, I'm a fucking idiot. I didn't know the guy was that fucking good.
Yeah. But no, like I was saying before, he balled out at UNC. After I think his sophomore season or whatever, there was talk going into the next season that he could be a first-round pick, but they lost a bunch of talent at UNC. And again, it's UNC. And he still had a fairly good season, but he went from a possible first-round pick to wherever he got drafted.
Second or third?
I think it might have been third, probably third round or something like that. So the traits are all there, man. You know what I'm saying? I had to, ACC fan, so I saw him a lot. The kid can play, man. So he's going to surprise a lot of people, and he's got weapons, man.
Yeah, they're
going to be better than people expect this year.
Yeah.
We talked about it on Monday.
Their over-under division wins is 2.5. I think they're going over that. I think they're winning 3 division games this year at worst. They're going to go 500. Yeah. There's talent on that field, and nobody is talking about them as talent. Although I've heard Sam Howell glowing remarks other than Ron Rivera out during training camp and practices.
Yeah.
So I think Sam Howell's going to be just fine this year. I think if you draft him as number 2 quarterback in fantasy, you're going to get rewarded.
And they got weapons, right? Like, I mean, those two we just talked about.
Curtis Samuel, Jahan Dotson.
You got
Antonio Gibson out of the backfield as a passer.
Yeah.
And then you got what's the tight end? I can't remember his name right now.
Logan Thomas.
There you go.
Thomas.
Yeah. He's always pretty, serviceable.
Your line's not bad.
Yeah. Right. Their defense has really always been, it can be really good if Chase Young can bounce back. Let's go ahead. We'll start making.
Hey, Nick, hold on real quick here. Do you guys take the over 6.5 for plus 110 money for Washington season?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we said. I think I gave 7 wins on Monday.
Yeah, I think we all said 7-8, right?
Yeah. Like Nick said, definitely check out all of our preview, division preview videos. They're all up on LTS. Definitely check them out, man.
And if you're in fantasy and you still have a draft, take the Washington defense for week 1. They have Arizona week 1.
Oh God.
Yeah, you could.
Shut your mouth.
You can do that. You can do that every
week. Take Arizona. Sorry.
Yes, thank you. The wrong team. Just got confused. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Let's go ahead and let's start making some. You guys want to do rookie of the year first, or how you guys want to? We'll save MVP for last.
Yeah, let's do rookies of the year first.
All right, let's do. We'll go offense first. Johnny, give me your offensive rookie of the year.
Offensive rookie of the year, and I'm giving it to him more because I think they're gonna run him into the ground. But I'm going to go with Bijan Robinson in Atlanta. I think he's going to be the focal point of their offense. Arthur Smith loves to run the ball, play good defense. So I think he's going to run the ball. He's going to run the ball a lot. So that's going to accumulate a lot of yardage, and I think he wins it.
Scott?
Yeah, I believe Bijan's going to win it, but I'll be different from Johnny. I'll go Jahmyr Gibbs. I think Detroit loves this kid. I think they have 2 rookies on their offense that Detroit absolutely loves. So I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be the focal point. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, Thursday night against the Chiefs. I think they're going to get him involved and show everybody why they love him so much. So,
Tanner?
At plus 1,800. Zay Flowers, Baltimore receiver.
What the hell is wrong today? Me and the buffoon are agreeing again.
No, we aren't. No way.
Yeah, I think Bijan probably. I was like, everybody's probably going to pick Bijan. So I literally wrote offensive rookie of the year to be different. I picked Zay fucking Flowers too. CJ Stroud, I think could do it as well. But yeah, I literally wrote down I was like, I as a dark horse, I was like, and then you said plus 1,800 Zay Flowers. I said, get the fuck out of here. I got Zay Flowers. Who is Tanner? We'll go back to you. Who is your defensive rookie of the year?
Defensive rookie of the year. Honestly, go many different ways in here. But gosh, this is probably a little harder than the offensive one in this point. Let's go. What's this? Tyree Wilson, Las Vegas, sitting at plus 1,100. I think it's a guy that's going to get tons of opportunity, tons of field time, and that could make a little difference in that Raiders defense of stopping a couple of runs and makes himself look good. So Tyree Wilson.
Scott?
I'll go with Will Anderson. I think he's got a defensive-minded coach in there. Johnny probably agrees. He's got a defensive-minded coach in there in D'Amico Ryans. I think that Houston's defense was solid last year in spots. I think Will Anderson is going to be able to allow the secondary to cover wide receivers because he's going to get to the quarterback a lot this year. So
plus 500.
Plus 500, yep.
Yeah, I'm with Scott on that, man. He was the best defensive player in the draft. And he showed it in the week of practice with the Dolphins and in the game against the Dolphins.
Get my hopes up, Alan.
He was a lot to deal with. And like Scott said, D'Amico Ryans is going to put him in perfect positions to make plays. I think he gets double-digit sacks, and I think he wins Defensive Rookie of the Year.
My defensive rookie of the year is the guy who fell, who was probably top 2 or 3 pick and then fell due to off the field. It went to the best team, and that's Jalen Carter. I mean, he's going to be surrounded by his brothers at the Philadelphia Bulldogs, and so I got Jalen Carter as my defensive rookie of the year.
See, I thought about him, but the only reason I didn't pick him is because, like you said, all the other good players on that defense of Philly.
But that's only going to help him, right? Because
that might take away from possible sacks that he gets because Reddick gets him or something like that. But I think Will Anderson will just
Will Anderson could ball
big
out
time for Houston, right?
Yeah. Let's go offensive player of the year. Let's go defensive player of the year, Scott.
It's Micah Parsons in Dallas. I think he is got a chip on his shoulder. I think if you've listened to him in training camp, he is really set on having a huge year, sacking the quarterback, causing problems for running backs. I think Micah Parsons is going to be the man this year and the real deal for Dallas. So Micah Parsons is my guy.
Johnny?
See, I had him here as well, but then I changed it just to be different. And I'm going to be a little bit of a homer here, but I'm going to go with Jalen Phillips. I think he's due for a breakout season. I think under Vic Fangio, he's going to bring out the best of this kid. He is a phenomenal athlete, and I think across from Bradley Chubb and Christian Wilkins in the middle, I think Jalen Phillips is destined to have 13 sacks plus this year. So I'm gonna go with Jalen Phillips.
Plus 5,000 for Phillips.
Hey,
dude, he looks phenomenal, bro, for real. You know what I'm saying? I think he's ready.
I'm gonna go Chris Jones. After 8 weeks of missing football, he comes back and has 39 sacks. TJ Watt's my guy, plus 850 for Pittsburgh. Similar deal with Micah. I mean, this guy's going to go out and he's just going to ball out for this Pittsburgh defense here. And the offense is better with Pickens now coming into his own. You got Calvin Austin III, who's going to really shine as well. That's going to help that defense get a little bit more rest, and they're going to be able to extend some drives. TJ Watt's going to be a monster. He's going to be a monster this year.
I'm with Scott on here. This guy's been knocking at the door pretty much for 2 years, and that's Micah Parsons. That's my defensive player of the year. I just think he's been knocking. It's like he was close last year. It's like he keeps getting close. Now they paid him. They gave him an extension, I think. Right? Am I right about that? I think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think they gave him an extension because he talked about it in training camp.
I thought he got his money. I thought either way, they either got to pay him or
he will get his money.
I got Micah Parsons as my defensive player. Did you guys write down anybody else like as far as awards? I got MVP next. Does anybody want to talk about any other award?
Well, I got Coach of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year.
I got MVP, Coach of the Year.
I think the only guy that is definitely getting an award right now is Comeback Player of the Year, and it's DeMar Hamlin.
Oh yeah.
I'm not buying it.
What?
I think Tua. If Tua can play the whole season,
that's the only other person I have. Yeah, but that's just because you think he's going to get hurt in the first game, Nick.
No, it's not. It's because we watched this guy die on Monday night.
No, I hear you.
In the SPs, we celebrated throughout the whole offseason. Okay, just because he's coming back onto the field, and what if he gets injured week 1? Is it just a one snap deal?
He makes one tackle. He makes one tackle all season.
I'm not buying it.
See, and I'm hearing that from a lot of people. I actually have his name, and then I have a slash, and then I have Tua. But they'll never give it to Tua. If DeMar plays the whole season,
they won't.
He'll get it. He'll get it just, you know what I'm saying, just because he
is it minus money for DeMar Hamlin for comeback play? I feel like that's got to be minus money.
It probably is.
Minus 275.
Minus 275.
Yeah, you can't bet it. You can't bet it.
No.
You gotta go with Tua or Russell Wilson or somebody like that.
What Russ come back from? Being shitty? I mean, they gave it to
those guys.
They give it to those guys that have a bad year and then they come back. It's
DeMar Hamlin. He makes he makes one tackle, blows out his knee. They're gonna be like comeback player of the year.
I give it to DeMar Hamlin 4 years in a row than I would Russ Wilson.
I do have a dark horse for comeback player of the year, and that's Chris Jones if he's gonna be out for 8 weeks.
Especially if he's gonna get 39 sacks in the remaining, 9 games.
Right.
All right.
So coach. And
you want to do Coach of the Year?
Coach, I got Doug Peterson in Jacksonville because I think it links with my possible MVP. So that's giving that away. But I got Doug Peterson winning Coach of the Year. I think they're gonna dominate that division, bro. That division is garbage. So they're gonna compete with Kansas City for the number 1 seed overall in the AFC, and I think Doug Peterson will get some recognition and win the award this year.
Tanner, your Coach of the Year.
It's a good question. Trying to think of who I want. Let's go to Scott first. So right. I'm debate between like 4 guys.
Scott,
I got Pete Carroll as the Coach of the Year. Seattle's my pick to go to the Super Bowl this year. So,
wow. Oh, shit, we ain't even got that far yet, Scott.
I was about to say we didn't even get that far yet, man.
We're going to do MVP AFC Championship game and Super Bowl.
I'm extremely high on Seattle this year. I think Pete Carroll will win Coach of the Year this year.
Scott, just because he's your age and he's slinging the rock like like Johnny U out there doesn't make you have to give him the Coach of the Year.
That's a good one.
I got to give an old guy. I'm not giving it to Belichick because the Patriots aren't going to win crap.
I mean, and you could give it to Andy Reid every year. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to be good. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm just thinking slightly out the box a little bit. Like I said, I think
Doug Peterson's not a bad choice.
I would even say that Johnny's coach down in Miami could be in the running for it.
If Tua stays healthy, why not?
Stop.
Why not?
It's no. The right answer is Robert Saleh with the Jets. If
that's what I got. Tanner, what are we doing here? I got Bob Saleh too. Bob Saleh.
How is he Coach of the Year because they happen to trade for one of the greatest quarterbacks? What are you doing? He ain't doing shit.
I got him going worst to first. That's why. When you go worst to first.
No, you got to now you got to think about this, right? We've seen super teams happen before and it complete collapse. If he can keep this thing high level train going, yes, you got Aaron Rodgers, sure, whatever, I don't care. If you can keep everything going at a high level, like that's a lot of work for a lot of big names and a lot of moves that you did during the offseason. Okay, yeah, that's true. That's the thing. That's why I picked Saleh.
I got Bob Saleh too.
I mean, that's not a bad choice.
I mean, you're going worse. They're going worse from first, the worst to first.
And if he can keep it that way.
Yeah. I think the Doug Peterson choice is out the window because the expectations for the Jaguars are so huge this year. That
they're supposed to win. They're supposed to win.
They're supposed to win. So with the Jets, they're supposed to win, but it's unknown. with any of these coaches, Arthur Smith in Atlanta, which Alan brought up, if they win the division,
I like that. That could be.
I like that one.
That could be one too.
Yeah.
Let's go offensive player of the year, then MVP.
All right,
Offensive player of the year.
Yeah, go ahead, Tanner. You got it.
I'm pulling it up here.
All right.
I want the odds. So go
ahead.
Johnny.
Go ahead, Johnny.
I'm gonna just go with Christian McCaffrey. I think a full season under Kyle Shanahan in San Francisco. I think he's gonna go off. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 1,000 rushing, 1,000 receiving. I think he's gonna have a phenomenal season if he can stay healthy in that offense. With like I said, with Kyle for a whole season, I think he's gonna go nuts, bro.
I will go with Justin Jefferson. I think for the Vikings to have any shot to get into the playoffs or even come close to winning that division, Justin Jefferson is going to have to have close to 2,000 yards, and I think he's going to come close. So I would go with Justin Jefferson as offensive player of the year.
Can he win offensive player of the year if they only win 6 games?
They did it last year.
Yeah. I mean, they won more than 6 games last year, but I mean,
right.
Well, they're going to win more than 6 games.
Minnesota's going to be 8-9, to be honest with you. Again, the running back is an unknown right now. Jordan Addison is hurt right now.
The defense is garbage.
Defense is garbage.
That lucky horseshoe done fell out of their ass already.
Yeah,
so
they're going to go down by 5
that
wins.
defense is better than what you think.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tanner.
Yeah. I got Nick Chubb. No Kareem Hunt. Deshaun Watson's throwing the ball now. Kind of a new revamped offense with some other weapons. Elijah Moore there. Amari Cooper, second year. This line's a little healthy now. Nick Chubb is going to be the guy this year.
All right.
Plus 1,800.
Nick's got Nick Chubb, so let's go on to the next category.
No. I actually got Tanner's guy, Travis Kelce, as my offensive player of the year. Travis Kelce finally gets some tied in. I bet that's a huge plus money. I'm just took a stab in the dock.
That is, I can tell you real quick here. Patrick Mahomes is plus 3,500. Travis Kelce is plus 5,000.
Woo!
Wow.
Offensive player of the year. All right, Johnny. Give us your MVP.
My MVP, like I said, I'm linking it with the coach of the year. I'm going to go with Trevor Lawrence. I think you can easily go with Patrick Mahomes or maybe even Hurts from Philly. You know what I'm saying? Patrick Mahomes is going to be Patrick Mahomes. I think they're going to catch a little bit of the whole like Jordan fatigue where they won't want to just keep giving it to Patrick Mahomes because they can basically give it to him every year. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to have a career year this year, and I think he'll win the MVP.
Scott?
It's going to be Patrick Mahomes again. I mean, it's plus 600.
3 MVPs in what, 5 years at that point in time?
It's going to be. They're going to be the best team in the NFL this year, I think. I don't think there's any – in my mind, there's no question about it. I think they're going to win the Super Bowl. I'm not going to push that. Patrick Mahomes is going to win the MVP again. I know everybody's tired of him winning the MVP, but is it going to be Burrow in Cincinnati? They're going to have a better year than Kansas City. Is it going to be Jalen Hurts? I don't think so. So give me Mahomes. He's plus 600 right now on DraftKings. So 6-1. I like that.
Tanner.
Plus 600. Do more with less. It's the Mahomes era, okay? Just deal with it. Just get over it because this is a guy doing more with less with the best coach going on to play.
It's not with the more with less. You got a Hall of Fame tight end. You got a Hall of Fame coach. Yes, he is a generational player. Yeah. But don't act like the rest of the team is a bunch of scrubs.
A bunch of rookies that you don't know about.
Exactly.
MVS, for God's sakes. Like you dropped a bunch of stuff the last couple of years. So, like, just because you got Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes doesn't mean you have an all-star cast in this. Isaiah Pacheco, a 7th-round running back, is running hard. Can he stay healthy? Hyde's still on the team, for God's sake. Old man McKinnon. Like, we don't have a bunch of offensive pieces like certain other teams do. If Patrick Mahomes can keep this offense being a top 5 like it was the last 2 years, like, the guy's magic. I can tell you that. You bring in Derek Carr, you bring in Justin Herbert, for God's sakes, you bring in Tua to this offense, and this is a bottom 15.
Yeah.
Bottom 15.
No, it's not.
The NFL has gone
33 out of 32.
This Kansas City Chiefs team is exactly like the New England Patriots teams were in the 2005 to the hardly any wide receivers. The quarterback makes everybody around him much better.
Yeah, but they still got Travis fucking Kelce.
They're still right.
Oh, you have one weapon. Go look at Joe Burrow and his Jamar.
You have one weapon, and you have one of the greatest offensive minds ever.
I'm not saying Mahomes is a bad choice.
Right.
The
MVP. Like I said, he can win it every year.
Yeah, I agree with that part. But here's the thing: I do think there's going to be a little fatigue. They definitely don't like to give it to somebody, 3 times in 5 years is insane. So with that being said,
and that's the conspiracy theory that they got to get over with.
That being said, here's my one guy beats out my other guy. Aaron Rodgers falls just shy of winning. And to Joe fucking Burrow, baby. Joey B is your MVP.
We can't do that. He has elite receivers and weapons and everything.
Hey, Joey Burrow's gonna get it done, baby. He's been knocking on the door for years. Joey B is your MVP.
Joe B ain't gonna do nothing.
Nope, he's not even gonna win the division.
All right. Hey, you know what I like to say? Burrow, Bodkins, Bengals. Let's go ahead and get into. We'll start with the AFC Championship game, Johnny. Your AFC Championship game.
My AFC Championship game. And call me a homer all you want, but I got Miami going into Kansas City to play the Chiefs.
Who wins?
Kansas City wins the game, man.
Scott, AFC
until somebody beats Kansas City, I will not bet against Kansas City, bro. You just can't, man.
I got Chiefs, Jaguars, and Chiefs win the AFC.
Tanner?
It's the matchup everybody hates to watch now because it's the same old. Put it on repeat, put in the VHS tape, right, Scott? And just see the repeat there. Bengals, Chiefs going at it again this year in the conference division.
Who wouldn't want to watch that?
Final. Well,
obviously,
we're tired of Mahomes winning the MVP, so we got to be tired of the Bengals.
Well, I mean, that's the MVP.
Right? Like it's the same damn script.
That's the MVP thing. That doesn't mean I don't want to watch the kid play.
Would that be 7 straight AFC Championship games? Would that be 7 straight?
And
you had the Chiefs winning
7 straight.
I had close to the Chiefs Bengals, but the thing is, I put a lot of stock into teams that have gone through the playoffs time and time again and have been successul. And the Bengals have gone through the playoffs and been successul. So if it's not Chiefs Jaguars, it's going to be Chiefs Bengals.
All right. I must be, maybe call me crazy, baby.
Crack?
Maybe,
oh, no.
Maybe call me crazy.
Jets.
Call me
Jets,
crazy.
Chiefs.
I got Jets. Bengals. My heart is broken into 2 in the AFC Championship game. I got the Bengals in the Super Bowl, baby.
Oh, my God.
Jets,
Ted, are you looking for a new host for the LCS show?
I got the Bengals or the Bodkins KOD right now, giving the KOD to the AFC to the Super Bowl. Johnny, we'll go to you. NFC,
I got Eagles hosting the Seattle Seahawks in the NFC title game. And I got a rematch of last year's Super Bowl. I got Chiefs Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Don't give us the Super Bowl.
No, I'm not gonna give you the winner, but yeah, I got Seattle and Philly in the NFC title game.
Scott, NFC title game.
I got the same NFC title game. Seattle and Philadelphia. Seattle.
Tanner. Woo, Tanner. NFC title game.
You guys are gonna hate this here. It's gonna be Philly against Niners.
God damn it, Tanner!
Put the repeat on.
I almost did it. I'm just hopeful that it's Seattle and not San Francisco. I almost did it. You got to be real with it. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I got the same, Tanner. Who do you got winning?
I got Philly winning.
I'm an opposite.
A more fair match.
This time I got Brock Purdy staying healthy. It's Eagles, 49ers. 49ers are headed to the Super Bowl against the Bengals. And so, Johnny,
hold on before you go, Nick. I cannot look at Alan's prediction for the NFC title game. It's all homerism. Total homerism.
I was going to say
I like his
Cowboys,
AFC one. I like his AFC one.
NFC title game, but I don't see how that works when you have the best team playing the worst team, and the Cowboys are the worst team. So
Yep.
Johnny, you're a Super Bowl winner. Give us your Super Bowl game in the winner.
My Super Bowl game, like I said, is a repeater of this past season. I got Chiefs Eagles, and it's going to be the same thing. I think Patrick Mahomes will pull it out at the end and win himself back to back and 4 and 5 years or whatever ridiculousness it is for Tanner. And then we got to deal with another year of Tanner boasting about his season. No, you're not. I mean, but once you get to 4, 5, 6 titles, I can only imagine. So, but no, I mean, I can't bet against the Chiefs, bro. You just can't, man. As long as 15 is on the field, he could be hobbling, he could be whatever, even hurt, bro. If he's on the field, you can't bet against that kid, man.
Remember that.
That's what I'm saying. He could be hurt or whatever. Don't matter. If he's on the field, I'm not gonna bet against him, bro.
I got Chiefs Seahawks in the Super Bowl, and until somebody can show me they can beat number 15, number 87, and Andy Reid,
right?
Chiefs are gonna win.
I'm telling you, that Tampa thing was that defense was just on a mission, and that offensive line just wasn't. They were hurt.
Yeah, Eric Fisher doesn't hurt his ankle or whatever he got, Achilles or something.
Right.
It's a little tighter game. I think
Alan's just throwing out stuff.
Oh my God! Is Alan sleep deprived? Is he the one smoking crack?
I think the loss in that just elevated Patrick Mahomes that much more because he was just doing phenomenal shit on his own, trying to beat Tampa Bay on his own. You know what I'm saying? So it's ridiculous how good that kid is, man.
Tanner, go ahead. Your Super Bowl.
The Cincinnati Bengals. No, I'm kidding. I can't do it. Buffalo. I can't do it either. God dang it. Philly Chiefs are in the Super Bowl, right? It's going to be KC, and it's going to be just as fun as last year's was in that vein. It's going to come down to who makes the biggest mistake, just like Hurts made the biggest mistake last year. It's going to be who makes the biggest mistake this year to really determine it. But I'll go Chiefs win it.
Yeah, there hasn't been a back-to-back Super Bowl winner, y'all, in over a decade plus. So,
Wait a minute, who was that last back-to-back?
That was Tom Brady.
The Dallas Cowboys.
With that being said,
it should have been the Seahawks.
A rematch of the 80s. The 49ers' great defense versus Joey B and the Bengals in the Super Bowl. And you know what I say, baby? Bodkins, Burrow, Bengals are winning the Super Bowl. That's who's winning it. The Bengals are going to be the Super Bowl champions for the first time in franchise history. Give it up for Joey B. I gave him the Bodkins KOD. So it probably won't work out. Last year I picked the Colts to make it to the Super Bowl. So there's that. So shows how much I fucking know.
That would be poetic, man. For them to win the Super Bowl against San Francisco.
Yeah,
that would be poetic.
I forgot about that. Oh crap, that's funny. I remember that now.
So there's that. If I do awful this year, I'm going to blame it on the bronchitis I'm battling through this year. Last year was the gallstones I dealt with. When I was making my picks. So there's that. So this year I'll blame it. If they do shitty, I'm going to blame it on I was battling bronchitis and on steroids. Johnny, before we get out of here, we got a different cruising top 5 from what I told.
The Cruising Top 5 presents. This is going to be a special Scott's Top 5 NFL bets for this season. So go ahead and take it away.
Top 5 Week 1 bets, right, Scott?
Week 1 bets. Go ahead, Scott. Take it away.
Number 5, Patriots Eagles under 44.5. 5 years in a row, the Patriots in Week 1 have gone under the number. I think Bill Belichick does something to mess around with Jalen Hurts. He always finds that one offensive thing that a team does well and takes it away. I think it's going to be the running game. I think he's going to make it Hurts throw the ball all over the place to beat him. So 44.5 is the total. It's gone up in the last 2 weeks. So take the under on it. Number 4, very easy. Jaguars -5 against the Colts. They could shut the Colts out in Week 1. If you play money line, it's almost at -300. Can't do it. You got to play the -5 if you're going to play the Jaguars. So give me the Jaguars -5. Number 3, Steelers +2.5 at home against San Francisco. Mike Tomlin's Steelers are 7-1 against the spread at home as an underdog in his past, as a coaching career. Steelers are never underdog at home. Everybody's riding the San Francisco talent train and all that other stuff. Brock Purdy's going to have problems. It's his first NFL game since his surgery on his elbow. He's going to have problems with the Steelers defense. TJ Watt's going to get to him time and time. Watt's going to get to him time and time again. He's going to be on the run. They're not going to have an effective offensive game plan. So look for Pittsburgh to possibly win the game outright. Number 2 is a season bet. DraftKings is running, pick the Super Bowl winner, get an added extra plus 200 on top of that. Kansas City is at plus 600 right now. They'll be at plus 800 if you pick them with the DraftKings bump.
What's the Bengals? What's the Bengals?
Bengals are that's conference winner. Hang on. Super Bowl winner. So plus DraftKings is plus 1,100 right now.
So that would be plus 1,300.
It would be plus 1,300 if you go with the DraftKings bump. So and the other thing is, I'll get to it after the first pick that I do. That's an extra 2 to 1 in your pocket. If you think the Chiefs are gonna win, it goes from 6 to 1 to 8 to 1. Those are really good odds for the defending Super Bowl champions, who are probably the best team in the NFL right now. So, number 1, Lions Chiefs over 54. The last 22, the last 12 seasons, these teams have gone 22-2 to the over in week 1. This game will be up and down the field, all over the place. Kansas City will have problems getting to Goff. Goff will have a clean pocket. He's much better as a passer. Patrick Mahomes figures it out on the run every week, every game. There's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. I can see it being 38-31. Final score, Chiefs win. So I would go the over 54. I
even more so. No Chris Jones.
So. Yep, with no Chris Jones. Goff is going to be able to, and L'Jarius Sneed is questionable for week 1 as well. I think he's going to play, but he's also questionable. He'll play. But, Detroit's going to score. Kansas City's going to score. There's so many weapons on the field for both teams. Laporta, St. Brown, Gibbs, Marvin Jones. On Kansas City's side, you got Kelsey, Mahomes, Pacheco, all
Richie
those guys.
James.
Hey, watch out for Jared McKinnon too. I think if he scores a touchdown, it'd be like 10 straight game. He'd break the record for most consecutive touchdowns. So watch out for Jerick McKinnon.
And the last thing I'll say is this: me and Tanner were talking about this yesterday. There is a prop on DraftKings right now that if you pick the Lions or the Chiefs, if one of them is up by 7, a money line, not with the points or against the points, money line. If one of those teams goes up by 7 points that you picked on the money line, you automatically win. You cash your bet, whether they win, lose, whatever. You cash your bet. I picked the Lions to go up 7. Why? Because they're at plus 280 or something like that. They're insane. If you bet, it's a $50 max bet. If you bet the Chiefs for $50 you put up, you win 67. If you bet the Lions, $50 you put up, you win $162. So that's insane money. That's like 3.5 times your money to pick the Lions. So I know I've picked the Lions. I think Tanner also picked the Lions in that situation. You cash no matter what. If they go up 7-0 in the first drive,
it's
the
cash.
Lions, it's cashed. You win your bet no
Money,
matter what
money.
happens in the game. So look at that very closely. Look at that very, very closely. And I've already bet it. Tanner's already bet it. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that take full advantage of that. So, I think the Chiefs going to win the game, but Lions go up by 7, you're getting 3.5 times your money. So,
nice.
Scott, let's go back to your Philadelphia Patriots under here.
Yep.
You mentioned the Patriots the last few seasons on week 1. I'll mention the Eagles a few seasons under week 1 here. Eagles Lions last year was 38-35. Eagles Falcons the year before was 32-6, which I think the Patriots are going to score more than 6 points here. And then the Eagles Washington in 19 was 17-27. I mean, it's almost like a coin flip to go under, because you got to think though, the Patriots offense is going to move the ball a little bit more than they did last year with that actual OC there in that play. So
yeah. But
I don't know. That under is a tough one.
I actually think that the Eagles are going to start off slow here in week 1.
What's the number on that under? 44?
44 and a half right now.
44 and a half.
And you got to remember too, last year, I don't know if you guys are aware of this. Last year, the unders were like something dumb. It was like 32 and like 17 or something like that through 3 weeks. And I think the unders ended up winning the season on the bet. So, it possible to feel that trend again this year.
Yeah, the thing that I'm up here in Boston, like I've said time and time again, the one thing that bothers me about the Patriots is I know Bill O'Brien's there. I know they're going to be much, much better offensively. But is it going to take Mac Jones and the rest of that offense 1 or 2 weeks to kind of find their groove on offense? Are they going to struggle? Are they going to struggle against a speedy Philadelphia defense? That's the one thing that gives me a little pause in week 1 is that.
I think by the end of the season, Mac Jones will be more comfortable in that offense. But I agree with Scott. I think New England is notorious for slow starts anyway.
2017 could be the final score in that game.
I can see them. I can see them dropping 2 of their first 4 easily.
And we talked about comeback player of the year, but nobody mentioned Mac Jones. What if Mac Jones returns to form or even above what he was, his rookie year? You know what I mean?
Possible.
Like, it's possible. Like that could be right. I mean, we're over here joking about, so.
Yeah, it's possible Mac Jones comes back to some sort of competent quarterback form, but I don't know. I mean, Juju.
Hang on now. Let's not forget about this Mac Jones character after the whole Bailey Zappi halftime deal that we had that Monday Night Football game on. Mac Jones became a different quarterback after that game, right? I think we all agree. Like the second half of Mac Jones last year was a pretty competent quarterback. He was kept them also in the playoff hunt through almost to the final week, right? We got to remember this stuff here. It's not just horrible Mac Jones the entire season. Mac Jones was still figuring out his life because he had a dipwad freaking calling plays, and he was yelling at them. You saw him yell. He was yelling.
He did.
Yeah. Also, the thing to remember too about Mac Jones, the fire came back for Mac Jones. The fire came back in the second half because he was yelling. You saw him yelling, "Run the damn ball. Let's pass the damn ball." Fire's there for Mac Jones. He looked way better second half after that whole fiasco. So,
and here's another thing you got to keep in mind for week 1. The Patriots are hosting Tom Brady in a thank you, Tom ceremony before the game at halftime. I don't know when it's going to be. I'm wondering if Tom Brady has been talking to Mac Jones this week at some point and saying, "Hey, listen, Mac, they've been going over film. They've been talking. I wonder if Kraft and Belichick have said to Tom Brady, "Hey, Tom, can you talk to Mac? Can you go over film?"
Hey, Tom's out on the Pats. He owns the damn Raiders. He wants the Pats to lose.
I know, but I just have a sneaking suspicion that Brady and Mac Jones have been together this week talking about, what you see in games and stuff. So
it doesn't mean that guys, quarterbacks can't be reaching out, right? So it's not necessarily Belichick reaching out. It's if anybody, it's Mac Jones reaching out, right? And just kind of while Tom's there picking his brain, right? It doesn't mean that guys are players, professionals, and they want to just because they want to win doesn't mean they don't help each other.
And don't forget who talked last year before the Super Bowl. Mahomes and Brady talked a lot last year before the Super Bowl. It came out.
But you got to reach out, right?
Yeah,
but
that's different, Scott. Brady was in the Super Bowl. Brady was the owner of the Raiders at that point.
And real quick, just because a great player talks to another player doesn't mean that he's all of a sudden going to be good. You know what I'm saying? So just because Tom Brady had a talk with Mac Jones for a week doesn't mean that Mac Jones is suddenly going to be at another level.
Yes, I can talk to Tom Brady. Doesn't make me Tom Brady. Doesn't make me I'm going to play as good as Tom Brady.
I'm sure Michael Jordan
my pick.
Spoke to a lot of players and wasn't anybody.
Patriots 1, Dolphins 4. That's my pick. Let's go, baby.
I'm just telling you that if Robert Kraft went to Tom Brady and said, "Hey, Tom, can you and Max sit down and look at film and stuff?" Tom Brady would do it 1,000 times over 1,000 times because Robert Kraft asked him to do it. they have a father-son type of relationship.
I'd say Kraft over Belichick.
Yeah, I agree. I'll say Robert Kraft might have.
So can I change my MVP pick to Tom Brady? By the way, if Mac Jones has a great year, is that possible?
Hey, Alan has a quick question, real quick before we say our final goodbyes here.
Oh, he has a question before we get off. LA Knight versus Cena soon.
I don't think so. I actually think last night it planted the seeds. Jey Uso's now on Raw. I thought Cody was going to go to SmackDown. I could see John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Cena giving Cody more of the not that he needs the rub because he's white hot babyface, but putting Rhodes over as the new face of WWE and Cody Rhodes versus Cena more than I see LA Knight versus John Cena.
What happened yesterday? What was that? Survivor?
No, that was Payback.
Payback. So what happened yesterday with the whole moving around shows here? I missed all that.
Huh?
Like you said, Usos now, Jay's now on.
Oh, so last night at Payback, Jimmy comes at our Cody Rhodes was on the Waller effect, and he's like, I have a big announcement. So allegedly Jey Uso quit the UFC or WWE and SmackDown, and Cody's like, well, I needed to do the right thing. I reached out and pulled whatever backstage I could, and now Jey Uso is on Raw.
Gotcha. The one thing I will say is the way that Cody said it makes me wonder if Cody and Jey Uso are going to face off against each other at some point. Because
to finish the story, right? To finish the story, you got to get Cody on SmackDown to face Roman in the next. So maybe there's some sort of trade. I think that could happen. Like Cody saying, well, we brought in Jay. I'm going to go to SmackDown to try to finish the story because they got to finish the story as far as getting Cody the belt off of Roman.
And don't forget the Fox TV deal is coming up here pretty soon. So I wonder if that's what they're going to do. Are we everybody to SmackDown? That's a big star.
What is it? 8 months from WrestleMania.
March is WrestleMania. Yeah, March.
Yeah. Something like that range.
Yeah.
They're going to start building Cody and Roman up here pretty soon, I think.
So we're not gonna see CM Punk till March.
Yeah,
maybe never see CM Punk again. To be honest with you,
man, who knows? Depending on some dirt sheets, and we'll talk to Jim about the CM Punk firing tomorrow night. But depending on CM Punk reached out to Hunter yesterday. I thought, man, the place would have exploded if CM Punk's music hits and he's got the AEW Real Championship belt. I mean,
dumps it in the trash like Medusa did.
Yeah. At WWE, oh my God, I would have paid money for that. But that obviously didn't happen. Payback was a little
confirmed special match. WrestleMania. CM Punk.
We'll see. We'll talk to Jim all about the CM Punk firing and a little bit of wrestling, the college football tomorrow night. So let's go.
I wonder, before we go to our final thoughts, I wonder if Punk faces Reigns at WrestleMania and beats Reigns for the title.
No.
You don't think so?
It's Cody Rhodes. It's going to be.
That would be awful juicy if that happens.
Yeah. And we may never see Punk in as far as like a big publication wrestling ever again. Who knows?
Could be. Yeah.
So, Johnny, your final thoughts?
It makes sense though what Tanner's saying for him to come back at a big event like that, like
Survivor Series. I could see Survivor Series or even Royal Rumble. They love
Royal Rumble because they pull a bunch of surprises. Rumble, That would be huge.
You know what I mean? That's when Edge came back. It still gives me goosebumps because Edge, nobody knew it. In wrestling, we barely have any huge surprises anymore because of the internet. Nobody knew Edge was going to come back. Like there wasn't even a whisper of Edge you know what I mean? So it was just like very close, tight. And then when his music hit just now, I mean, it gives me goosebumps thinking about it because he had like 11-year layoff and nobody ever thought he was going to wrestle again. Right. And then his music hit and you see that crowd. There's videos, clips all over the YouTube. I mean, it gives me goosebumps thinking about it because you just his look on his face and everybody else's. It's that joy you have as like you're a 12-year-old again. That I absolutely love it. It gives me goosebumps thinking about it even now. My nipples are hard. I could just be getting
it's steroids.
It's the steroids they see. Yeah, you got any final thoughts here?
My final thoughts is just another great week, another fun Sunday morning with this show. I love this show. Looking forward to tomorrow, the Johnny Cruz show tomorrow, 8 p.m. Tuesday, I got the Let's Talk of Miami Dolphins with our Aqua and Orange Insights with me and my boy Alex. We may have a surprise show on Tuesday, which actually he did tell me yesterday to go ahead and announce it. But the AFC East Roundtable show is coming back. It'll be Tuesday at 6 p.m. And the one and only Mr. Dan Harris himself is expected to be on that show. So I'm looking forward to that happening on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Yep, he gave me permission to announce that. So look for that Tuesday, 6 p.m. So again, if you're new, subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on the notifications so you get an alert whenever we go live. Of course, we got our Monday night show with Jim and Jonathan. So looking forward to that. NFL football starts in 4 days, people. So enjoy your holiday weekends. Enjoy Labor Day tomorrow with your family. Grill out, do all that stuff you're going to do, and get ready for a great week and for NFL football to come at us on Thursday. Looking forward to it.
Before I go, who's on the AFC East Roundtable?
It should be me. Like I said, Dan, Matt, I believe, is going to be with us. And
Matt's invite got lost in the mail, so he's out.
No. I'm just wondering because we had Ronnie last year.
I was about to say, Scott, you're supposed to be on that show, Scott. Did you not know about it? I guess. Or did you forget? It's me, you, Dan, and Mr. Matt Larison of the Larison family.
Because we had Ronnie and Paul on last year, so I didn't know.
Right. We have Ronnie and Paul, but no, Dan's making his triumphant return, and awesome. he's bringing Matt Larison is going to be down with us, so we're gonna have a lot of fun. Looking forward to talking to Dan Tuesday, 6 p.m. Definitely check that out. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a great week, man. Looking forward to this week.
Yeah. Shout out to Dan Harris, who I didn't know this was breaking news. Hopefully Dan's doing a lot better than before. I haven't talked to him today. We're supposed to talk in a little bit, so I'll reach out to him in a little bit. Great week. Jim Behringer, Jonathan tomorrow night. Well, if LSU wins tonight, Jonathan, we're going to need a full screen.
He's gonna be unbearable.
Yeah.
Definitely one of these, right? Like legit. We just have to do this. Just that. Just the whole show. The whole show. Don't even show any of us. We'll just show Jonathan there.
We shouldn't even show up if LSU wins. We should let Jonathan just have his own glory.
As he's in the green room, as he's in the green room, just in the show, and we'll
right.
I know Off the Rails is on tonight. I will not be a part of Off the Rails. I have my most important home league draft, fantasy football draft tonight.
Same, Scott. Same.
Oh, you have your. Are we not doing Off the Rails tonight? Is that
big money? My big money draft is today.
That big money. I know Tanner's got a Buffoons draft today. So I think
the Buffoons draft is today.
So I know JG's got like 9 picks in the first round, then not another pick the rest of the draft. So he'll be drunk as a skunk by round 5 or something.
After round 9, he's done, and we have 21 round draft. That's how many top 9. That's how many top picks he has because he sold out last year.
Did you fill the cooler with extra beer? Because he's going to be hitting the alcohol hard.
I hope he shows up. He's going to have the best team.
He said, "I hope he shows up."
The worst team at the same time is what I told him yesterday. He's going to have the best drafted team, and then he's going to end up having the worst team.
Is it a keeper league or something? What do you like?
So we got everybody gets 2 keepers. And then we also get to trade draft picks for players as well.
So he traded up. He just traded up.
He just
sold his players.
He sold everything
last year. Horrendous draft. And so he just sold his players out. And he essentially, you have to trade draft pick for draft pick still, right? Just like we do the LCS league.
Yeah.
So he legit got top 9 rounds as all his picks. But he's also number 12 out of 12. So he has to turn on top of everything else, which is the most interesting part of it all, because we're also there. So I simulated last night on it about, I think I did 8, and then I did a Yahoo just to see their rankings too, because you got to be both sides of things. If I come anywhere close to what I was doing, I'd be a happy guy.
And,
by the way,
before
Mike,
Tanner goes, one more.
Buffoons has in the top 12 rounds, I think he only has like 5 picks, and the rest of it's from 15 to 21.
Wow. And one more shout out.
I won this league.
There's a lot of great programming on this platform. Nick does a great job. Johnny does a great job. Tanner's Fantasy Football After Dark was phenomenal this year.
That was awesome, bro.
I really enjoyed watching it the morning after. So, and Tanner's probably got something to announce. There's a little screen on the bottom. So, we will see everybody tomorrow night. And shout out to everybody. Hope your Labor Day weekend goes as you planned and it's safe and happy. So,
Yep.
Tanner, give the people also our new time Sunday next week.
Next week, guys, we'll be starting. What did we say? Did we say 9 Central, 10 Eastern?
Yeah, 10 Eastern.
Yeah,
10 1 hour later, right? 1 hour.
1 hour.
1 hour later. So let's break it down. You got all these roundtables starting. I don't think there's a AFC West though, because I'm not doing it. But NFC South, NFC East roundtable coming back Wednesday. AFC East roundtable, Johnny announced just now, coming back Tuesday. Guys, tons of stuff happening here. It is NFL season, of course, as we go about it. So starting Thursday night, tomorrow night we'll make our Thursday night picks. As we do Monday nights, we'll make our Thursday picks. Thursday night we'll make our Sunday picks as well, and Monday night as well. So NFL season returns. This show will turn more into a during game, post game, or pre-game kind of ritual as well. We'll have pre-game, post-game for every day, Mondays and Thursdays and Sundays. You'll see that as well. Guys, tons of stuff dropping in this year. You're definitely going to see less of me, but more of a good time. That's for sure. So we're dropping that. Just shout out real quick here. I'm wearing this shirt specifically because I got Mr. Mikey out here with the big tableau now that it's a lot easier to select your draft. He dropped the heat map as well a little early for what he has ready to go. So like there's this thing, Basement Brew Fantasy Football, basementbrewff.com. Drop my name, Tanner Dawson. Sign up today because it's gonna be helpful. I'm gonna use this as a resource. I got Larison's as a resource. Guys, it's just a tool to navigate you. Big Buffoons draft won't be on off the rails because we start at 4:30 today. So, but good things happening here at LTS. Shout out to Dan. Happy to hear from him. Talking with him on some plans too. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, guys.
Yeah, as Tanner was saying, Monday we'll make our first official pick.
Discord too, guys. We have a Discord now. In case you haven't seen it, go to my Twitter at LTS_Tanner. I have the link on my Twitter. But yeah, join our Discord. Great conversations. We look for guests as well on there, but we have a bunch of different rooms in there. We have voice rooms, we have text rooms, a whole bunch of stuff there. So new LTS, Let's Talk Sports Discord down below.
Yeah, join the Discord. As Tanner was saying, Monday night we'll start our official pick for the Thursday. We're playing for the chain, baby. We will make our picks every game against the spread. For the Thursday night game, we'll be making the picks Monday. And then Thursday night, we'll bring a guest on to pick all the Sunday slate games for our LTS show. And we're all the four or five of us are playing for the chain. It will be mailed to whoever has the most wins overall for the year at the end of the year. So it's probably going to stay right here with Daddy because, only I'll make it look this good, baby. But we're looking forward to that. So we'll have guests lined up Thursday for that show for the picks. Go ahead, Scott.
Should we have a segment on each show now on Mondays? Trash talk our fantasy opponent for the week.
Oh man, hey, I'll cut. You know me, Scott. I'll be cutting.
I was about to say Nick's gonna be doing that shit anyway.
I know he's gonna be.
I don't trash talk. I let my players do the playing. Okay,
we
move on.
Hey, it's always
not me. Hey,
I let Nick do this while I kick his ass this year.
Hey, not me, baby. Hey, when you're the champ, when you're the reigning,
God,
when you're the reigning defending
let's go.
champ of the LTS.
Goodbye, everybody.
You know what I'm saying?
See you later. Bye, everybody.
You can talk as much shit as you want, because at the end of the day, only the cream rise to the top. You know what I mean? So,
Nick, did you know you had to submit your lineup by yesterday?
So there's that, baby. We'll be wait. We got a full slate ahead. Again, Sunday mornings are going to be now your NFL preview show. We'll have several different guests covering their teams starting next week. And then Sunday night, I believe I'm going to be joined by Johnny and Scott. We'll be breaking down all of Sunday's games. We're going to be giving out Dogs of the Week, which is the guy who did the best. So we'll be giving out Dogs of the Week on Sunday nights as well, plus our Turd of the Week and everything of everybody else. So can't wait to get it out. I got all the props, baby. You know I'm ready. It's football season.
I love these Sunday chats, but I'm excited to get pregame on it again. So
it is. It'll be exciting. We'll still have the cruising top 5 at the end of every show. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to talking to several different guys about their show, the community, about their teams in the community. Can't wait. But tomorrow night, 8:00 Central, 9 Eastern. Jonathan, Jim back on. We'll talk CM Punk firing. We'll talk, get Jim's thoughts in college football. And by God, Florida State, please beat LSU so Jonathan can be at least humbled a little, just a little. If the Braves sweep the Dodgers and LSU wins, I mean, we might as well just go off the air on the second hour of the show and just let it be the Jonathan Grisham brag show. I mean, so there's that. Be a friend, tell a friend, folks. Like, subscribe, share. Join our Discord. See ya. Tanner, hit that outro, baby. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Life better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts.
They try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep, only scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. And when they try to change, you can say no, free me.